software development life cycle. These are all the phases we should have compulsory for the software development life cycle. Correct? Yes, Kiran? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And totally we are part of testing. Okay, totally we are part of testing phase. Okay, totally we are responsible for the testing phase. Okay, even Nandini, for you, any software development will go with these many phases. Okay, so whatever the maybe that one you are already aware because you are the developer already. Okay, so here our part is on the testing. So testing will falls under the sub phases called SDLC life cycle. Okay, this is SDLC life cycle, software development life cycle, SDLC life cycle, requirement design, development, testing, deployment, and maintenance. And then we have to also understand about SDLC lifecycle, nothing but software testing lifecycle, which will start from the requirement analysis, test planning, test case development, okay, test environment setup, test execution, and the test cycle closure. These are all the different phases in the software testing lifecycle. These are all the different phases in the software testing lifecycle. Clear, Amma? Yes, these are all the different phases in the software testing life cycle. Clear? Yes. So what are the phases in the SDLC? What are the phases in the SDLC? Yes. What are the phases in the SDLC? Requirement
gathering,
analysis. Okay, because here it is gathering. In the SDLC, here we are gathering the requirement, but here we are analyzing the requirement. Then test planning, we need to do the test planning, test case development, environment setup, then test execution and test cycle closure. Test execution and test cycle closure. Correct, Amma? So these are all the phases we should go ahead with the SDLC model and SDLC life cycle. Okay, one moment. So these are all the different phases we need to go with the software testing life cycle. Software testing life cycle. Okay. So now, what is the next area we want to understand? Without software SDLC life cycle, we cannot do any of the software development or the product development. Okay. So, do you think that I need to skip any of the phases? Certainly not. I need to follow all the phases. I need to follow all the software lifecycle phases, development lifecycle phases. Then maybe we can change the approaches. We can change the approaches. How? That's what the different SDLC lifecycle models. Okay. Do you think that I need to follow only one simple approach, or can I follow multiple approaches based on my project need? I can follow different approaches based on my project need. Yes, agree or not, ma? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I can follow. Definitely, I can follow. How? There are different SDLC lifecycle model. There are different SDLC lifecycle model. What are all those? What are all those? Okay. The first one, whatever we are seeing. The first one, whatever we are seeing, even though it is a regular life cycle model, or we can call it as a waterfall model, or we can call this as a how we can call this model. I can call this model as a waterfall model. How? Because this is similar to the waterfall, one by one. Okay, one by one. Okay. Last week we didn't saw the different SDLC model, no ma? Kiran and sorry.
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. So different SDLC model we need to understand, because the project we want to understand and work on the different SDLC models. Okay. So the first and foremost, because till now the other models are evaluated, the industry topmost used model is the waterfall model earlier. Okay. Even in my earlier experiences, we executed a lot of model with the waterfall approach. Okay. So in this model, this will come with all the phases. I cannot skip any of the phases, but it will go from one phase to the another phase. How this will go, ma? How this will go? How I have to take it up? One phase to the another phase. this will go from one phase to the another phase. Okay, I cannot, without a completion of the requirement, I cannot go to design. Without a completion of requirement and design, I cannot go to development. Okay, so in this case, the previous phase is totally depend. The current phase is totally depend on the previous phase. The current phase, suppose currently I'm in development or currently I'm in design. This particular current phase is totally dependent on the previous phase, totally dependent on the previous phase. How? How? Okay. Suppose if I want to do something on the design, suppose if I want to do something on the design, my requirement should be completely done. My requirement should be, tell me, my requirement should be completely done. Then only I can move towards the design phase. Maybe you can ask, Anna, what is the problem if I'm not completed the requirement? In this, especially the waterfall model, they are expected to complete one phase before moving into the another phase. Otherwise, they are saying that this will be completely a rework. Okay, if they are something adding on, this doesn't have the flexibility to add only the modified one. Okay, this has a lot of rework. It will go with a lot of rework. So that's the reason what we want to do. We have to complete the previous phase before moving to the next stage. Okay, so requirements, then design, then we need to start the design phase means then what should be completely done? Requirement phase should be
Completed.
tell me, ma, requirement phase should be completed. Suppose if I want to start with the development, then design phase should be completed. By default, requirement phase should be also completed before. Clear? Okay. If we are not doing it, then what is the problem? It will be completely reworked. The structure doesn't fall under the flexible fitting of what is not done. No, again, it will go with completely maximum with the rework activity. Maximum with the rework activity. Clear, Amma? Yes. So what is the
Yes,
waterfall
sir.
model? What is the waterfall model? Waterfall model will have all the regular phases, which is nothing but requirement, design, development, testing, deployment, and maintenance. As per the other model, this also have all the necessary phases, but this model has some constraint. What is the constraint? If I want to start one particular level or the phase, the before phase should be completed. Okay, I should be completed with the current phase before starting off the next phase. Clear? Without that, I cannot move forward. Without that, I cannot move forward. Okay. So this is on the waterfall model. Okay. So is this advantage or disadvantage? Is this advantage or disadvantage? One. So this is for the waterfall model, one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay. I cannot jump also. From the requirement directly, I cannot jump to development. From the requirement, I have to come to design. From the design to development, from the development to testing, one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay. So in this case, the advantages are it is simple to follow. In this model, waterfall model, what is the advantage, ma? In the waterfall model, what is the advantage? In the waterfall model, what is the advantage?
Simple to follow the steps.
The model is simple to follow. The advantages of this particular model is it's simple to follow. It is very simple to follow. Okay. So then what is the disadvantage? What is the disadvantage? Simple to follow, easy to understand. Okay. What is the disadvantage? The previous stage, the current stage should be completely done before moving to the next phases. That is on the disadvantage. That's the disadvantage. How that become the disadvantages? How that become disadvantages? How we can say that is a disadvantage, ma? How we can say that is a disadvantage? Yes. How that will become the disadvantage? Because do you think that any point of time everyone will complete the requirement before moving to the design? Is it possible? Is it possible for anyone to complete the entire so Is it possible for us to complete the entire entire requirement before moving to the design or development? Is it possible? Is it
No, it's
possible?
not possible.
It's not possible. So those are all disadvantages. Those are all our limitations. Those are all our limitations.